Day 29, a little bit still sick, but we are almost a month into carnivore, and that's a long period of time to do something for me, so that's exciting. Um, I had an experience yesterday because unfortunately I didn't have any meat more at home because I'm stupid and my meat went bad because if you buy something from the butcher, you have actually 24 hours to use it, especially ground beef. And then it can go bad. I didn't know that. I thought, okay, it's maybe 3 days. Yeah, it wasn't, unfortunately. And it tasted so bad. So I did taste it, and then it was very bad. And then I went to my freezer and put out some steak, and I was so happy and wanted to eat the steak. And then it was unfortunately also bad. It seems like I freezed it too late, and then it was sour. So yeah, it wasn't a very pleasant experience, to be honest. So the only thing I was left with were the whole day. I had 2 meals, and the only thing I had were eggs. So I did eat in total 6 eggs. And the only thing I had left was the carnivore chicken crust pizza I made for my mom and my son. So I did have such a piece like this, very flat. It was chicken, cooked chicken, then with an egg with parmesan, and then I made this crust, and then I put on some cheese and some salami. And I had this half left, and I did eat this half in 2 sittings. And the next the whole day I felt full, so that was okay, but I did feel my body go back to this little squishy, being fat, being bloated. So even this little bit of and some cream fresh on, just a teaspoon of cream fresh on this pizza part, chicken crust pizza, and even this little bit had an effect on my body to feel uncomfortable. So yeah, like I told, the last couple of days for me, only when I eat just meat, just fish, just salt, water, eggs, that's fine for my body. It seems everything else just kind of, I don't know what it is, but it's just not working. But yesterday I didn't have any choice because I'm sick. I couldn't go shopping. So that was the only thing I had left. And what I also had left, and that was a problem, were the electrolytes with sugar, which are very cheap, and basically like 50% of this little thingy you put into the water was like sugar. So these combination of these things seem to have an impact on me because I gained again weight, like not that much, but still it was a difference on the scale, like 200 grams, which I don't lose and don't gain actually on carnivore because it's very sustainable. It's always the same. When I was on carbs and so on, it was like going up and down 1 to 3 kg every day. So it's different on carnivore. But I did eat very little yesterday, but still the scale went up. So that was very interesting for me. Of course, it's not, showing anything, but I know my body and I track every day my weight since 4 months, even more. I think it's almost 5 months. I have every day tracked my calories, my weight, so I actually can see what is different and what not. So that's very interesting for me to see, and it makes a difference. So yeah, today I ate at 14 o'clock now with my son, because he had to stay at home from school. And guess what? He was eating yesterday. I told him to buy whatever he wants, which is actually he considered healthy. And so he had some the dark like spaghettis. I don't know the English name right now for it. And I made it for him with tuna, and he wanted ketchup on it. I said, it's on your own risk. If you want to eat that, it's okay. You have to make your own experiences, and if this is what you're craving, you always have to have some kind of protein intake. So if you have the tuna, it's fine. And then he ate one portion and said, no, I want to eat more, I'm so hungry. And I said, I'm pretty sure you're not hungry. You eat a big bowl of this, just wait 20 minutes. I'm gonna cook my stuff, you know, my eggs and my things I do have at home to eat. And if I start eating, you can think about it if you're really hungry. And he said, yeah, after 20 minutes, yeah, I want to eat more. And then he ate another bowl of this. And not even 10 minutes later, he was so sick. He was feeling so sick. He was like almost throwing up. He felt awful. His stomach was hurting and so on. And the only thing he was saying is, Mama, I'm gonna do whatever you do. I don't want to feel this way. And I say, yeah. And I'm so sorry. I say, you don't have to be sorry. Your body is showing you what is working and not, and you have to learn the hard way. So that was just a little bit, you know. And today he had to stay at home from school because of food. I just don't know what to say, you know. So that's why today he was eating the same things like I did. And we did have some beef tartare. I love beef tartare. It's just, you know, from a good quality, and but it's very expensive. So it costs for 1 kg, it costs about 60 euros, but you eat very little of it. So you don't eat like 1 kg. So that's fine for sometimes because I really enjoy it. We did have some pork, like stomach from the pig, and we did have one ground beef patty, and I think that was it actually. Yeah, that was it. And we did have some. I did have some soup because he didn't like it, but it's just beef soup. So and butter. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm getting back into track on just the meat part. And I did have, yeah, that's basically it. And my coffee with butter. Yeah, that's it. And the fun part is we started eating at 14. Oh, yeah, and I did have, because I was so hungry in the morning, I couldn't stand it because yesterday I did eat just the eggs and this, you know, chicken crust thing. And that was the problem because I was hungry when I woke up. So for me, I haven't been hungry the last couple of days when I did eat, you know, big portions at about 6. And enough of everything I needed, then I wasn't hungry until 12. But I was waking up and I was starving. So that's also interesting. So I did have just a handful of pig fat. It's just fried pig fat. I don't know the English word for it. We call it grammeln. So that was very bringing me to this point where I could I wasn't hungry until about 14, and my son wasn't also hungry, and he just ate in the morning mozzarella and some prosciutto. That was everything he was eating at my mom's. So there is a big impact in what you eat actually, even on carnivore, if you are feeling hungry or not. But this part, you know, where my son did eat this whole bowl of the carbs and still had the feeling he was starving, and then he was overeating, and then he felt sick. That was so on the point proof, you know, what carbs actually do. It's not giving you the signal to your brain that I'm done, I'm full. It's just giving you constantly blocking this signal. And Dr. Anthony Schaffer, I can't pronounce his name. He explained it very good, what is actually happening with carbs, and you know, this kind of realization that your body is full. It's very interesting, and I saw it then in my son, and that was also very interesting. I do miss right now milk, and I really wanted to drink like matcha tea. I don't know, that's something I'm craving right now. So when you miss milk, I didn't check it, but maybe it's calcium. It will be, maybe that's what I'm missing right now or something like that. So, you know, just check also if you're craving something, what it might signals you, what your body actually maybe needs. And then, you know, you can just take maybe some supplements or see which meat does have it or which fish does have it. Like for me, it was the omega-3. Then I was getting better because I eat salmon. And now I didn't crave apples then for the last couple of days. So it's I think it does have an impact what craving and what vitamin you're missing. And you can, you know, you can supplement this, yes, of course, but there's enough meat parts that then will give you what you need, and maybe it's liver or something like that in the end. But if you feel fine, you actually maybe won't need anything in the end, and you're doing a great job. Um, so I'm almost a month there, and I do have my T-bone steak for tomorrow. I kept it as a, nice treat, and I hope it's tasty. I do my my optimal thing, because I was asked by some of my colleagues, how long do you want to do that? And I said I actually want to do this forever. Yeah, of course. But really, I want to try to, keep it going until 1 year, to see the best results and to see what is working, what is not working, and just to experience that to the fullest. And if it's the way I want to live, then that's perfect. But I really want to stay consistent as much as possible for 1 year, not only, but of course just to focus on 1 year first. I prepared for tomorrow that I wanna show you in the video tomorrow, everything what happened, like my measurements, my weight, what did change, of the pain of my chronic disease, if something happens with hair loss or these things with skin, and every kind of experience I did have the last now month, then 30 days. It's just unbelievable. So I do gonna share that tomorrow, and I'm gonna show you everything completely clear, also my body, how it looks and everything, and be completely honest about it without faking something. Also whatever happens, I'm gonna show it. And that's what I want to do for the period of time. I want to show also my blood works, be completely honest about that, how I'm feeling and how I can improve and change that with helps of everybody, of you, of course, and a lot of that is also what I wrote down. Tomorrow I'm gonna also just tell you which YouTube channels I was following when I started, and which one really helped me out, which doctors, which YouTube channels, which influencers in the carnivore world. So it's very interesting, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna share. And I hope that I'm feeling better until then, but I'm better. You see, I'm awake. And I did spend 1 hour outside today because we have a very sunny day, and I said to my son, we're gonna just lay down on the balcony and we're gonna spend an hour outside and just get some vitamin D, because that's a problem. We have very, very little vitamin D the last couple of months, actually, because we didn't have been outside that much, because it was just too cold. We hate cold. So I think that's also a very important part, to be a little bit more, there. I do crave a lot, just like coffee and matcha, and something like with milk, some drinks more. That's one thing I realized the last couple of days. And when I'm sick, I used to eat cookies a lot, because it's just fast sugar, and then when you're just being down and feeling low energy, sugar actually gets you a little bit faster there to feel more good. Not good, you know what I mean, and that's what was actually, of course, triggering, because it's just mentally then, and an emotional comfort eating, but I didn't eat it, so that's a win. It is a win. But still, my cookies, I do miss them. I do. And one thing I also tried now to do, it's what I learned in January when I did eat everything. I did try the same thing to do now, because I need a little bit of a plan for the whole week. So I did write down my favorite things I like to eat, just to plan in advance. And for example, I said, okay, on Tuesdays I'm gonna have beef tartare. On Fridays I'm gonna have, I don't know, some liver and some heart, because I do like heart actually, and some hip steak from beef. I just wrote some ideas which kind of meat I would like to eat on the weekdays, and maybe to try to do that for a couple of weeks, just to have the different kind of things still, but day by day, just to see also the difference and everything. And I said to my son, okay, this is what we're gonna have. Do you want something additional? And he said, yeah, I miss rice. I said, okay, good. Every time we do have salmon, like Mondays, we will have a fish day. It's maybe sardines, tuna, whatever we're gonna want to eat, you can have rice with it. Is that fine? Yeah. And he wants a potato, like potato chips made by myself, just put it in the air fryer with the good fats and just have one potato. So it's totally fine. He will have the variations he wants to have. And I said, everything you want, just we're gonna write it down and we're gonna figure it out how we can make it a healthy choice. He said, yeah, he wants this egg thing you put on the bread. And I said, yeah, but if you buy it, it's full of chemicals. So we're gonna figure out how we can make it ourselves. And I found a little bit more of a carnivore, animal-based recipe. So we're gonna try this one if this gonna help, And that's what I'm focusing a little bit on, to make his life also a little bit easier, to have a variation if he wants to, but still have it in a healthier options and ways, because that's I think the better way. And just to say, okay, one time a week we can have a sweet day, but not cheating sweet day with sugar, but have like yogurt with banana and some honey or whatever he wants. I try not to eat it, but I want to have the feeling that it's still also for me an option if I want to go there, because I think that's then less pressure. And maybe, I just say, no, I don't want to eat something, like fruits on Saturdays, but to still have this option, and I know I can have it, maybe it's going to be a little bit more easier to not freak me out that I can't ever have again fruits and yogurt and some honey or, something sweet. So maybe this is a good option to have, and I'm gonna experiment with that. So it's just, trial and error and failing, and it's working maybe. So yeah, that's basically it. And now we're gonna go for our second walk with my dog, and that's a great part, because I do have, because of the good weather as well, and my energy, I do have the feeling I want to be outside. So that's a good plus, which I don't often do. And the other thing is I have severe back pain. Severe. It's horrible. So I actually would take opiates, really low opiate back pain meds, but I try not to, because I really want to see, does it come from my, being sick now, my flu, or is it from, something else? I have to figure it out if something is missing in my body. And if I just killed it with painkillers, I wouldn't figure it out in the end. So that's why I'm very careful with that. And I just take them if I'm really like dying and I have no choice because I have to go to work or I have to be somewhere. So yeah, that's where we are right now. But we're getting better. Woo, woo, woo. See you tomorrow to my anniversary, to my 1 month anniversary. Bye.